Battlefield 4 so far, including those elusive gold battle packs, which you get with the digital deluxe version. Comes at a good time as well, this video, because I read yesterday that Battlefield 4 is vastly outselling Call of Duty Ghosts in terms of pre-orders, which is a big turnaround from 2 years ago. Let's get started summarising all the new features then. On the same 4 basic classes, Assault, Engineer, Recon and Support, but the way they operate on the battlefield has been changed up a lot. All of the classes have now got access to carbines, PDWs and battle rifles, which means that if you want to play as an engineer with a scoped M14, you can now do so, a gun which was of course specific to the Recon class in Battlefield 3. And the 2 classes with the biggest change-ups are probably the Recon class and the Support class. C4 is now back with the Recon class, and they've got the new motion balls from Bad Company 2, which I'm really pleased about, as well as handheld soap flamming, which of course soap flamming are pretty easy to take out, not really that effective in Battlefield 3, but they're going to be a whole lot more effective in Battlefield 4. To balance this out, the Support class has now got heavy grenade launchers like the XM25, which fires airburst grenades, so that could be something which really supplements mortars. It's also worth noting that vehicles now take damage specific to the area that you hit, so if you want to slow down a Humvee or perhaps flip it over, you can shoot out the tyres with a sniper rifle. Another major change from class balance is there are now weapons which you can pick up from certain areas of the map. So much like you can do in Crysis 3, much like you can do in Halo. And the most exciting thing about this is that one of those weapons is an M82 50 cal. Now, I've wanted the 50 cal in Battlefield 3 since the very start. I've no idea why they took it out, but that is now in Battlefield 4. So until it runs out of ammo, you can just go around the map absolutely destroying. But 50 cals to one side, field upgrades, these are something new to Battlefield 4. Instead of unlocking squad perks as you do in Battlefield 3, you now unlock field upgrades. If your squad performs well, so it's all determined on how well you do in a game as a squad, which encourages teamwork a lot more than in Battlefield 3. Game modes though, as I'm sure you know, Battlefield 4 Alpha ended about a week ago. DICE gave out keys pretty much randomly. If you managed to get into it, well done, and it looked like really good fun. I can't wait till the beta comes out in September. However, the importance of the alpha, that some people went through the game files and found out that there were 3 extra referenced game files: Playground, Obliteration and Elimination. Now I have absolutely no clue what these game modes entail. What I do know is that all the previous game modes in Premium Battlefield 3 are going to be as default in Battlefield 4. So Gunmaster, all those kind of things are already going to be in Battlefield 4. They've also changed up some of the game modes like Hardcore, so that they give a little bit more of a realistic experience. So now in Hardcore, when you reload, you actually lose the whole entirety of that clip, which of course in Battlefield 3 Hardcore, you just lose the kind of bullets that you had used up, so you just keep your bullet count. So they've included that in, which should be really good for Hardcore fans. DICE have also said that they've improved the destruction in Battlefield 4 to Bad Company 2 levels. And this may surprise you, that given that they said that Battlefield 3's destruction was better than Bad Company 2 destruction. Now they've gone back on that now. I think what they meant by that is that you could destroy more things in Battlefield 3, but you couldn't destroy them as fully as you could in Bad Company 2. And I know that, say, at this base in Damavan Peak, you can actually pretty much level the building if you wanted to. But they're going to include a lot more buildings where you can do that now. So it's not just going to be blowing out walls and things like you can currently do in Battlefield 3. I guess the next thing to talk about is customization. Now this has been seriously ramped up in Battlefield 4. Now one of the criticisms of this game in Battlefield 3 is it's quite difficult just to customise your character a little bit, and the choice of weapon camos are alright, but the fact there's no vehicle camos or anything is a little bit disappointing really. It's all been rectified in Battlefield 4. There is an incredible amount of customisation. Not only can you camo yourself pretty much as you want to, you can also camo your vehicles, your weapons, pretty much everything you could ever want to put a camo on, you can now do. But to be honest, there is a huge amount in Battlefield 4 that you can customise. Your character now has 2 gadget slots which you can combine whatever you want to. So if you wanted to combine, say, the Recon's new rangefinder, you know, if you want to hit that 2,000 meter head slot, you might need to take out a rangefinder to see how much the bullet drop's going to be in the game. You can take a rangefinder and say motion balls. You can take motion balls with the new handheld SoFlam or a spawn beacon. You can pretty much customise your character however you want it, however you want your character to play. Speaking of the Recon class, you can now get variables zoom scoots, which of course one of the problems in Battlefield 3 is being aggressive recon, as you know a lot of people like to play, is that you're a bit of a disadvantage if you've got a sniper rifle close up, and of course you can take a PDW AW. Some people just like to snipe long range and then get in and help the objective. But you can do that now with a variable zoom scope. Pistols are now going to be customizable instead of just being set ones that you can take. One of my biggest gripes was that the Magnum that DICE employees got had a laser sight and a silencer on it, and you can now get a laser sight silenced Magnum in Battlefield 4. That could be amazing. So flashbang, smoke, incendiary grenades, so if there's someone you don't like, you can just set them on fire. There's going to be green and red laser sights, it's a bit of variety, so if you don't like the red laser sight, you can now get a green one. There's going to be angled foregrips, which can produce vertical recoil instead of just the standard horizontal recoil foregrips. There's going to be customizable melee weapons, which are one of the things that DICE talks about in future DLC. Not only things like the shank, the box cutter, and the standard knife that's currently in the game, but things like the swords and katanas and stuff. We are playing a Chinese, or is that a Japanese? I don't know. One of them have swords, and you might be able to get them in Battlefield 4. Finally though, before this video ends, battle packs and consoles. Now a lot of people were wondering what these gold battle packs were that you got with the digital deluxe version. This has been about for about a while. I think it was mid-June when it was revealed. But not a lot of people obviously buy the digital deluxe version, but I'm going to tell you what they are. Basically, gold battle packs get you unlocks, random unlocks in the game that you can get yourself by leveling up, much like you could in Mass Effect 3. Now of course in Battlefield 3 you can basically pay if you wanted to unlock a lot of stuff, which to be honest, once the game's been out for a while, you're at a pretty significant disadvantage if you don't have some stuff unlocked. And for new players who start, I don't know, a year into the game's existence, it's just not fun if you don't have some of the better guns that people are using and people are generally unlocked before you. So that's basically what battle packs are going to do. You can purchase the gold ones, I believe, and then you can get random unlocks of things, but you can unlock them yourself in the game if you want to. So it's just for those people who perhaps don't have all day to play Battlefield 4. Having said all that, just to finish, the console, which of course has the week's early access, is of course the Xbox One, not the PS4. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you